Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. A hearty welcome to all to the National Safety Day 2022 celebrations in VSSC. I extend a most respectful and cordial welcome to all the dignitaries present here today to grace the occasion. March 1st to March 7th is observed as Safety Week in the nation, and National Safety Day is celebrated on 4th of March every year to commemorate the establishment of National Safety Council as well as to enhance the safety awareness among employees. Theme of this year's Safety Week is Nurture Young Minds, Develop Safety Culture. Today, we are here to celebrate the 51st National Safety Day celebrations at VSSC, which is aimed at renewing the commitment of employees to work safely throughout the year to help avoid mishaps and enable people to live a safer and more confident life. Let us begin the function with an invocation. I request Srimati Shruti R of Center Accounts to kindly render the invocation.
Chandameriya Povilum Shabalabhamam Shalabhattilum Santadam Karatariyannoru Chitra Chadure Kattiyum Handa Charu Kadakshamalagal Arkarashmil Meetiyum Chindayam Mani Mandirathil Vilangumishane Valtuvin.
Thank you, Srimati Shruti, for the soulful rendition. Shri Satish Kumar N, Chairman Organizing Committee, National Safety Day 2022 and Group Director, Composites Pressurized System Group VSSC, has played a key role in organizing the 51st National Safety Day celebrations 2022. May I now invite you, sir, to deliver the welcome address?
Respected dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, a warm good morning to all of you. To commemorate the founding day of the National Safety Council, every year March 4th is celebrated as National Safety Day all over the country. In connection with this, our center observes Safety Week between 1st March and to 7th March. This week-long campaign is aimed at rededicating our commitments towards achieving the goal of total safety and zero accident rates, and to integrate safety and health in work practice and in our day-to-day life. It is each of our responsibility, no matter in what capacity we function, to prioritize the safety of our colleagues, plant, equipment, and the public in all our activities. VSSC, the lead center of launch vehicles, shoulders a gamut of responsibilities related to the realization of important systems for various launch vehicle missions of ISRO. This includes design and development of various materials, hardware and electronic components, development and production of high energy and toxic materials, integration of the various subsystems in the presence of the high energy materials, handling and transportation of them, among others. Being a pioneer ISRO center, it is customary that safety is a crucial component of all our programs in VSSC. The safety system of VSSC has evolved over the last 4 decades and is capable of taking care of the safety needs of our center. Critical safety reviews of safety committees at various levels such as NDT safety committees, Center Safety Management Group, Center Safety Committees, etc. strengthen the safety of the facility and the products and thus the center as a whole. The dedicated effort of our safety team in upgrading the safety management system in line with the international codes and standards while ensuring that it well tailored to meet our specific space-related goals is worth mentioning. However, safety cannot be restrained within the 4 walls of an organization. The ultimate responsibility of the safety lies with every individual that works for the center. Any particular person or an identified committee cannot absolve any of us from our collective responsibility towards safety. Hence, we should strive to develop safety as an attitude of the individual and as a culture of the society. We have gathered here today to celebrate 51st National Safety Day to then reassure our commitment to safety. Our esteemed dignitaries are some of the key leaders who have steered our efforts to build and ensure safety mechanism in our center. Dr. Benny K. George, Chairman Center Safety Committee and presiding this function, is the driving force and motivation behind all safety activities in our center. He is a vigorous supporter of improving safety and is a great source of encouragement for all the safety professionals. I extend a hearty welcome to you, sir. Dr. Unnikrishnan Nair, yes, our beloved director, chief guest of the day, has always been keenly associated with all the safety activities in our center. In spite of his busy schedule, he has readily agreed to inaugurate this function. A hearty welcome to you, sir. Dr. Sam Dayal Dev, the Director IASU and Director IAST, has always been supportive of all the activities of the Center Safety Committee and was kind enough to find his time to be with us today. Welcome to the event, sir. Sri Manoj C, ITS, Chief Controller, VSSC, has always been a strong proponent of all activities in our center. A hearty welcome to you, sir. Sri Narayanan Namboodiripad M, Associate Director Projects, VSSC, has always been supportive of the efforts of the Safety Committee and is with us today to speak to us. Welcome, sir. When the theme of this year's Safety Day is announced as Nurture Young Minds, Develop Safety Culture, our choice of Safety Day talk converged to road safety. Then the natural choice of speaker was Dr. Samson Matthew, a well-known professional in transportation engineering. Currently, he is the director of NATPAC, associated with the KSCTE. In spite of his very busy schedule, he has generously accepted our invitation to deliver a talk on road safety. A very hearty welcome to you, sir. I also extend my warm welcome to the Sri Hari CS, Sri Prasanna Kumar B, Sri Sojan P, and Sri Murali Krishnan R, Chairman, various subcommittees, Sri Isaac Daniel, Group Director, CSMG, and Sri Manoj R, Center Safety Division, VSSC. I would like to warmly welcome all the VCMC members, JCM leaders, the members of the organizing committee, all other dignitaries of the dais, and most importantly, our safety professionals to the event, and request all your cooperation to make the function a grand success. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for the warm welcome. Dr. Benny K. George, Chairman, Center Safety Committee and Group Director, Analytical Spectroscopy and Ceramics Groups, VSSC, is presiding over today's function. May I now request you, sir, to deliver the presidential address?
Respected Director VSSC, Dr. Unnikrishnan Nair, Director IASU, Dr. Sam Dayal Dev, Associate Director Projects, Sri Narayanan Namboodiripad, Chief Controller VSSC, Sri C. Manoj, today's guest of honor, Dr. Samson Matthew, National Safety Week 2022 Organizing Committee Chairman, Sri Satish Kumar, Central Safety Management Group Director, Sri Isaac Daniel, Head CSD, Sri R. Manoj, VCMC members of JCM representatives, ladies and gentlemen, a warm good morning. Over the years, we at Vikram Sarabhai Space Center were also observing National Safety Day by conducting various programs and competitions to emphasize the importance of safety in day-to-day activities. This year also, we are celebrating the National Safety Week from 1st March to 7th March 2022 by organizing various programs, and the National Safety Day is celebrated today in online mode following COVID-19 protocols. The year 2021 witnessed the spread of COVID-19 and the ensuing lockdown saw the hopes and aspirations of thousands of people around the world go down. Safety and health of near and dear was a top priority to each and everyone. Gradually, the initial fears were replaced with caution and care, with proper understanding of the pandemic. Wearing of respiratory protection and personal hygiene became order of the day. awareness on need for protection from the disease for the benefit of the self, family and the nation spread to every nook and corner. This was also a tiring time for the health, safety and environment management systems in institutions across the country. Guidelines and practices to contain and prevent the spread of COVID-19 were formulated and implemented. All our facilities were restarted in a systematic way after the lockdown with no safety concerns whatsoever. We in VSSC also had our share of worry when few of our colleagues were tested positive for coronavirus, but the timely intervention, quarantine and disinfection activities helped us to a large extent to overcome the spread of second wave in our center. In accordance with this year's theme for the Safety Week, Nurturing Young Minds, Develop Safety Culture, Center Safety Committee has organized various events and programs to motivate and ensure participation of all in our endeavor to ensure safety and prevent accidents. As part of the Safety Week celebrations, competitions on safety topics and training programs were also arranged, and we are eagerly waiting for the special talk on road safety by the eminent Director of National Transportation Planning and Research Center, Dr. Samson Matthew. VSSC, through its well-developed safety management system, strive to instill the feelings of responsibility in each individual towards safety. We believe that developing safety is a culture will bring about a positive attitude and outlook which will go a long way in continuously improving the standard of safety in our center. The various safety committees, along with a group of dedicated safety professionals, are in the forefront of this effort. These teams work along with the various facilities and projects to ensure that safe practices are adopted right from the inception to the final stage of every activity. Entity-level safety committees and Center Safety Management Group play a crucial role in executing the recommendations or corrective actions suggested by Central Safety Committee. The enhanced requirements demanded by the organization requires development of various new facilities, automation of activities, increased manpower requirements, and processing and handling of large amount of hazardous chemical materials. This increased risk need to be managed efficiently and effectively to prevent any untoward incidents. Only a systematic approach towards safety from conceptual stage of the project or developmental activity can ensure minimal risk to the operating personnel, property and the environment. The Center Safety Committee and CSMG have been working towards the goal of ensuring all activities in the center are carried out with minimal risk and in accordance with relevant statutory rules and regulations. All proposals for safety approvals are studied or analyzed by a safety team comprising of experts, considering the experience of experts in the relevant field and referring relevant national and international guidelines before a clearance is issued. In spite of the pandemic and lockdown situation, Center Safety Committee had 13 sittings to review safety critical proposals. 75 safety clearances were issued during the period, of which 29 were for clearance of hazardous processes and 17 for location clearance for new facilities, 19 for the construction of new buildings and facilities. Some of the important facilities that were cleared during year 2021 include construction of high explosive device assembly facility at ASOE, workshop building, cooling tower pump house, cooling tower and fire water pump house for trisonic wind tunnel project at TELS, installation of liquid nitrogen storage facility at IASU, construction of ignition system and device production facility of ASOE, advanced special seal facility for ASOE, new process control and mechanical testing facility at RPP, LBS assembly and welding bay of ASOE, pyro devices assembly facility and FPD material cutting facility at TELS. And some of the major processes cleared include Mon 3 compatibility test of parachute material at PF, liquid oxygen STPB hybrid motor test at hybrid propulsion test facility TELS, SS1 flex seal assembly vectoring test at TELS, margin evaluation test of ogive payload fairing of GSLV Mark III, synthesis of 1,1-diamino 2,2-dinitro-ethane and simulant fluid filling and pressurization of VTM tanks and vibration test at ICF TELS. Hazardous waste disposal was a major concern of our center as we are generating a large amount of hazardous waste. The 5-year MOU with Messrs. KEIL has helped us in a long way in disposal of this hazardous waste. In the year 2021, we have disposed about 73 tons of solid hazardous waste from our center. And for the disposal of liquid hazardous waste, we have installed the liquid incineration facility, which will be taking care of all the hazardous liquid waste materials. Storage, transportation and handling of chemicals in our center was specifically reviewed by the Center Safety Committee last year. All chemical labs and storage facilities, stores were audited by a specific team comprising of safety experts and chemical experts, and suggestions were given for better storage, handling and disposal of these materials. Also, time-barred chemicals and chemicals which are not in use anymore, such materials were collected and disposed of properly. A well-defined document for storage, handling and disposal of various chemicals was made and circulated to all the agencies, and we are implementing it across all chemical handling units of the center. During the year 2021, we have conducted 26 training programs, both online and physical mode, with the participation of 936 participants. In spite of our best efforts, 47 incidents were reported during the year, of which majority are minor injuries to temporary work personnel, trainees, JRF engaged in miscellaneous activities. 5 near-miss incidents and 13 fire incidents were also reported during the period. These are reminders on the need to be ever vigilant that we cannot permit even the tiniest of lapses in our safety systems. All the incidents were investigated by safety teams or expert panel, and recommendations made to ensure that such incidents do not occur in future. The safety management in VSSC is a result of great teamwork between the divisional safety officers, safety professionals and safety committees at various levels, working in unison to achieve the goal of total safety and zero accident rate. There were reports of a survey conducted during one of such Safety Day celebrations in which the speaker asked the audience, how many of you believe that incident-free or accident-free workplace is possible? To the surprise of the speaker, there were only about 10% of the people who answered in the affirmative. This is because we are all humans, and humans are prone to make mistakes. Again, there were observations by study teams reported elsewhere that people who have been doing the same work for more than 20 years or longer are going to make accidents than freshers. This is because the longer we are on a job, the easier it is to become complacent and to take safety for granted. Overall, a firm commitment from each and every person for the cause of safety is essential to ensure accident-free environments and workplaces, for which we are to be motivated. And that is exactly the reason why programs like this are being organized. In conclusion, if you need an accident-free workplace, you require a big commitment. So let us all unite together to make that big commitment today. Safety first. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for the highly informative address. It is indeed a great privilege to have with us Dr. Unnikrishnan Nair S., Director, Vikram Sarabhai Space Center. Dr. Unnikrishnan Nair is an expert in the areas of aerospace mechanisms, structures, and re-entry missions. In an illustrious career, Sir has held many important positions, including that as First Project Director, Human Space Flight Project HSP, Deputy Director, VSSC Structures, Program Director, Advanced Space Transportation System, ASTS, and First Director of Human Space Flight Center. Most heartily we invite you, sir, to inaugurate the 51st National Safety Day Celebrations 2022 and thereafter to deliver the inaugural address.
Good morning to one and all. Dr. Benny George, Dr. Shyam Dayal Dev, Director, IASU, Shri Manoj, Chief Controller, VSSC, Shri Narayanan Namboodiripad, Associate Director, Dr. Samson Matthew, Director, National Transportation Planning and Research Center, who is going to deliver the talk today, Shri Satish Kumar, Shri Manoj, Shri Harish and Dr. Murali Krishna. Every year, March 1st to 7th, it is being celebrated as National Safety Week. This year, the National Safety Council has selected an appropriate theme: nurture young minds and develop safety culture. So we know that catch them young. So if we inculcate the spirit of safety to the younger generation, naturally when they come up and occupy a different position, safety becomes part of the system and then they take care of safety. We know that in VSSC there are so many activities, including safety critical activities are going on every day, dealing with explosives, propulsion systems, working at height and so on. And the near zero accident rate, and if you look at the fatal accidents, even almost nil, it shows how meticulously safety is being addressed in VSSC. We have a safety management system. With central safety management, there is a group. A set of dedicated people are working round the clock and keeping vigil on us so that we are not erring and making mistakes and running into accidents. So this is also an occasion to salute the services of such safety officers all over the country. They guard us, they take care of us. Sometimes we may not like safety officers come and give some instructions, but they are all for our common good and for safety. And the topic today is road accidents. We know that lakhs of people, in fact, in 2020-21, 1.5 lakhs people have lost their lives because of road accidents. Good road or bad road, both will lead to accidents. So the organizing committee has selected an apt topic for discussion and debate today. And it's also important for us. Of course, we do launch vehicles and other missions. And we are working on Gaganyaan, where safety is most critical. It's not only safety of the astronauts, but safety of the ground staff, safety of the people who develop system. That is why we have a special human rating certification board where the safety part is given very significant role. I am sure the deliberations, discussions that are going to happen in connection with this National Safety Day celebration will induce all strata of our force and also will definitely inculcate the culture of following safety in all our domains of work, so that we need not worry about the outcome of an accident. Is always, it's an accident, it happens all of a sudden. I am very happy to inaugurate the 51st National Safety Day celebration, and I wish all the very best to all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for the extremely inspiring inaugural address. It's time for all of us to undertake the safety pledge. I kindly request one and all to raise and put your right hand forward with palm facing ground and folded to undertake the safety pledge. May I request Dr. Unnikrishnan Nair S., Director, Vikram Sarabhai Space Center, to kindly administer the safety pledge in English.
Let us take the safety and health pledge. On this day, I solemnly affirm that I will rededicate myself to the cause of safety, health, and protection of environment, and will do my best to observe rules, regulations, and procedures, and develop attitude and habits conducive for achieving these objectives. I fully realize that accidents and diseases are a drain on the national economy and may lead to disablements, deaths and harm to health, and damage to property, social suffering, and general degradation of environment. I will do everything possible for the prevention of accidents and occupational diseases and protection of environment in the interest of self, family, community, organization, and the nation at large. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. Now let us move on to the felicitations. I invite Dr. Sam Dev D., Director, ISRO Inertial Systems Unit and Director, Indian Institute of Space Science and Technology, and expert par excellence in advanced inertial systems, to kindly offer his felicitations.
Very good morning to all of you. Dear Dr. Unnikrishnan Nair S., Director, VSSC, and Safety Talk, the guest speaker of the day, Dr. Samson Matthew, my dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. A very good morning to all of you again. Really, I am very happy to participate on this National Safety Day celebration, and I used to wonder why do we celebrate as a national day on this safety? Because safety has to be a way of life and it needs to be celebrated every day. That means what we celebrate every day means it should be in your heart and mind and body all the time, because our health or our well-being, our happiness all depends on the safety of us as well as our colleagues. Therefore, it's this year theme also I am really excited, nurture young minds and develop safety culture. So when we talk about this culture, ISRO has got a work culture which really is talk of the nation, or even internationally is being talked about, because the type of dedication and the enthusiasm what we show with respect to our assignments, that is the culture what has been inculcated over the years by our seniors, and it is being handed over from generation to generation. So therefore, this safety aspect also, it has to be as a culture which we are able to develop. Then that is the greatest asset for an organization. So earlier, this safety aspect is primarily on to the ground systems or the area where we are working, or where we are doing the testing or day-to-day activities, the safety. But now we are going into the human space program, and where the safety of our fellow countrymen is in our hands. So how do we ensure safety critical software, safety critical hardware, and safety critical management aspect has to be looked at. And when we really want to certify a human safety or a human space program, when we want to certify a hardware or an overall system, the safety of the astronaut or the persons who are traveling is of greatest importance. So till then we were only looking at the safety of the vehicle, and we have the destructive systems which in the ultimate event it should not cause damage to the humans, and whereas it can damage itself. Whereas now we are moving to the scenario where neither the hardware nor the people around can be harmed. So the type of safety consciousness what we have to generate, what we want to inculcate, that is a great aspect. So I am really compliment the organizers for having this theme, nurture young minds, because this is a time where the generations are changing in our organization also, as the old gods. Once we were the young Turks of this organization, as we are now moving out, the new generation is taking over. So as now this is a very right time, the safety critical consciousness or safety critical as a culture has to be nurtured and developed. Therefore, I wish you all the very best for the celebrations as well as your endeavors to nurture safety criticality into the young minds of this organization. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. Now may I invite Sri Narayanan Namboodiripad M, Associate Director Projects, VSSC, to kindly offer his felicitations.
Respected Director VSSC, Dr. Unnikrishnan Nair, Director IASU, Dr. Sam Dayala Dev, Guest of Honor of the Day, Dr. Samson Matthew, Director KSCTE, NATPAC, Chief Controller VSSC, Shri Manoj C. ITS, Dr. Benny K. George, Chairman, Central Safety Committee, Shri Sadish Kumar N., Chairman, Organizing Committee, Shri Manoj R., Head, Central Safety Division, Shri Harish GD, TTDG, all other participants, ladies and gentlemen, very good morning to all. First of all, thank you very much for inviting me to this important function. Every year, March 4th, we celebrate Safety Day. This we follow to propagate and create awareness among the general public about various safety measures and hygienic measures that people need to inculcate in their lifestyle. The theme of Safety Day 2022 is Nurture Young Minds, Develop Safety Culture. In an organization like VSSC, safety plays very important role. As all of you know, the design and realization of space technology related systems are multidisciplinary in nature. As part of the job, we have to handle many safety critical items and activities related to propellant, assembly and movement of heavy articles weighing tons of mass, handling high pressure pneumatic and hydraulic systems, explosive like pyro devices, etc. In all this area, VSSC is having a very good system of safety clearance prior to commencement of any activities, and Center Safety Division under the leadership of Isaac Daniel, Shri Manoj and team is doing an excellent job in these aspects. In addition to this type of specialized activities, in our day-to-day work also, whether it is official or personal, the safety aspect and the awareness and vigilance is very important. Many accidents or catastrophe, if we look for the root cause, we will be ending into some trivial safety norm violation. We will have schedule pressure, urgency, and the state of the mind of people also may be varying. But irrespective of all these factors, the awareness of safety must have highest priority. At the end of the day, the goal are simple: safety and security. Nothing is of greater importance than the conservation of human life. Safety work is today recognized as an economic necessity. It is the study of the right way to do things. These are all some famous quotes about safety. The essence of these quotes have to come as daily practice. Coming to the theme of the day, nurture young mind, develop safety culture. We all know young minds and brains of the center are real assets, molding the fate and destiny of the organization and broadly the technology future of our country. Teamwork plays a major role in our center. The culture of putting safety clearance at each stages have to be followed meticulously. Publicizing the safety awareness through frequent awareness programs, display of posters at different places in the center, etc. are very important preventive measures. That way I really appreciate the proactive measures taken by the organizers of this function. I wish all the best to the safety team for their continuing efforts towards maintaining safety in all activities here. Road safety is the topic of the Safety Day talk. We are fortunate to get an eminent personality like Dr. Samsung Matthew today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. May I now request Shri Manoj C, ITS, Chief Controller VSSC, to kindly offer his felicitations.
Respected Director, respected Chief Guest of the day, and dear colleagues, greetings for the National Safety Day. Safety has contextual connotation. An entire family prays for safe delivery of a pregnant woman. Every child, when he or she leaves his or her home, has prayers in tow for his or her safe return. Safety rests on proper care as on its compliance. We have an excellent invitee speaker, Dr. Samson Matthew, to listen to on road safety, and that subject is closely intertwined with the theme of National Safety Day 2022, and the theme is Nurture Young Minds, Develop Safety Culture. Thousands of lives are lost in our roads every year in accidents as per the statistics with Ministry of Road Transport and Highways. And of this, 70% of the accidents are attributed just to overspeed. The primary solution for this tragedy is to catch our riders young, for them to be serious and meticulous with all aspects of upkeep and operation of the vehicles they drive. Research shows that a child's trajectory to success begins from birth, thereafter conditioned by parental education and exposure to home or school environment. Parents and school would do well to pay great attention to early education of children if we had to steer children along the path of safety in their endeavors. Nurturing care is a set of conditions that provide for children's health, nutrition, security, safety, etc. Nurturing children involves keeping them safe, but encouraging them to explore the environment and to interact with safely. Nurturing care also protects children from ill effects of adversities by relieving their stress and fortifying their emotional and cognitive skills. For example, driving vehicles at great speeds, a rage among majority of our youth these days, can become much safer if habits of proper headgear, specified tire pressure, observing temperature gauge, avoid cell phone at fuel outlets, use of safety belt, etc. are truly followed. In a fast-changing world, nothing stays intact for long. Organizations and individuals need to remain up to date with regulations and advances in technology for a system-based approach to manage environment. And managing the environment depends on the extent to which safety is inculcated in our culture. I would also touch upon psychological safety, a precursor for any organization to perform well. We have to focus on healthy relationships among individuals that will enhance mutual trust. When trust enhances, problems are revealed, spoken up, and resolved. It is the trust we have among us which will enable problems to be discussed and thrashed out. Secure minds lead to healthy organizations. VSSC, as we all know, has well-established safety management systems, and the responsibility of executing our works safely is on a very high pedestal. Let us reaffirm that whatever we do comes out of moral and legal responsibility and convictions to execute safe. Attitude to safety should be nurtured and percolated down to all levels, and each one of us should care for others for a safe environment. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. It is now time for announcing the prize winners of the various competitions held as part of VSSC National Safety Day 2022. May I kindly request Shri Murali Krishnan R, Chairman, Competitions Committee and Group Director, Chemical Systems Group, to kindly announce the prize winners.
Most respected Director VSSC, Director IASU, Chief Controller VSSC, Chairman CSC, Chief Guest of the Day, Director NATPAC, Sri Samson Matthew, and other dignitaries on the dais. A very good morning to all of you. Safety-related competitions are conducted every year in our center with an intention to motivate, educate, and encourage the employees to sustain safety culture in the workplace. This year, we have conducted 4 programs as part of the celebrations. The TSKO, commonly known as Test Your Safety Knowledge Online, the entity level safety quiz, the safety photography competition, and the safety skit. On behalf of the competition committee NSW 2022, I share my extreme delight in the overwhelming response from the employees towards the competitions. We are indeed very fortunate to have Director VSSC among us to give away the prizes to the winners of various competitions held in connection with the National Safety Week celebration this year. Among the competitions, The most popular one was TSKO, which was made available to all employees through our Ashoka web portal till 18th February. 1,344 employees have attempted the online quiz, the largest ever since we started celebrating National Safety Week. This event actually served as a triggering mechanism to brush up one's safety knowledge on various fields. The entity safety quiz was a one-on-one competition conducted offline adhering to all existing COVID-19 protocols. 10 nominations were received and the program was held at Akash Conference Hall on 18th February. Shri Dhanesh S. and Srimati Ashwati R. Krishnan, both from IISU, were the quiz masters. The final round saw a very close, tight competition and the scoreboard crossed 3 digits. This program was really commendable. Regarding safety photography competition, the window for submission of entries was from 2nd February to 18th February, and in all, 12 photographs were received for evaluation. From the competition on safety skit, due to the existing pandemic protocols, option was given to the employees to record the skit at convenient locations and upload it. In spite of the pandemic constraints and their busy work schedule, 3 teams have participated. The preparations, role play, etc. for the safety skit will surely evoke safety thoughts into the minds of viewers. Ultimately, the safety competitions play a vital role in motivating and enhancing the safety awareness among the workforce. The teamwork also demonstrates the participative safety culture in the organization. We look forward for more events and more participation in the upcoming years. On behalf of the Competitions Committee NSW 2022, let me thank one and all in the competition committee, the jury panel for photography and skit competitions, the quiz masters, the event management committee, the finance committee, for all their persistent efforts and commitments. Special thanks are due to GDCSMG and the chairman organizing committee for their valuable guidance. May I now request Director VSSC to give away the prizes to the winners in competitions. I request Sri Nelson Davis Pallipuram to read out the names of the winners as they would come to the dais to receive the prize. Thank you all once again for this wonderful opportunity.
The winners of the safety photographic competitions, first prize goes to Akhilan M, MME entity. The second prize goes to Suresh A, PCM entity. The third prize goes to Dr. Santosh G, again PCM entity. The winners of TSKO, Test Your Safety Knowledge Online. The first prize goes to Sri Madhusudanan S, TOMD. The second prize goes to Venkatesh SS, MVIT. The winners of the safety skit competition. The first prize goes to the team which consists of MSA, MME and ADRD. The team consists of Sumesh DS, Nisha S, Sri Rak, Jijin RV, Aishwarya J, Anusha KS, Bhagavati P. Safety skit competition. The second prize goes to team project accounts. The team consists of Shilpa Goban S, Vinod PS, Vigila NS, Shanti K Nair, Anup C, Nimmi K Vishwanath, Vishal Vijayan.
safety skit. The third prize goes to the team PEPF from PCM entity. The team members are Lakshman Yalisala, Babu Arif, Praveen GK, Smita S, Pushpa PV, Suraj, Harindranath PT, Rashmi Balachandran, Bini Varghese. Entity level safety quiz. The winning team is SR NDT. The team members are Dev Anand M, Prijit J. They also will be receiving a rolling trophy. The second prize of entity safety quiz, the team CACC, team members are Akash VP and Sethu Ravindran. So they also will be receiving a rolling trophy. Entity level safety quiz, third position goes to an PCM entity. The team members are Arjun Rajayam and Lakshman Yarisala. Now the prize distribution ceremony is over.
Thank you, sir. It is now time for the much awaited Safety Day talk on the topic Road Safety by Dr. Samson Matthew. Now, I request Shri Harish CS, Group Director, Technology Transfer and Documentation Group, to introduce the chief guest of the day.
Respected Director VSSC Dr. S. Unnikrishnan Nair, Director IISU Dr. Sam Dayal Dev, Associate Director VSSC Narayan Namboodiripad, Chief Controller VSSC Manoj C, Chief Guest of the Day Dr. Samson Matthew, Chairman Center Safety Committee Dr. Benny K. George, Chairman Organizing Committee of National Safety Day Celebrations Satish Kumar N, and Sri Manoj, Head Center Safety Division. Very good morning to all of you and to all of you friends who have gathered here as well as in online platforms. It's always a very pleasant task to introduce a dignitary to an audience like yours, especially when he is such an eminent personality like Dr. Samson Matthew. Dr. Samson Matthew is undoubtedly a scholar of eminence in the field of transportation engineering and road safety. We can be sure that we have the right person to talk to us on a relevant topic of the day, road safety. From the days where modernizing of the roads just meant widening of the winding pathways from the historic times, which evolved from good old days, the roads of the yesteryears, they were always avoiding an obstacle like a rock or a big tree. It has changed a lot from that time. Now the roads have got a design, they have got something called alignment, and we have to learn a lot. And today we are going to have a lecture in which Dr. Samson Matthew is going to educate us on all about that. We will be enriched with more knowledge about road safety, which is the need of the hour. Dr. Samson Matthew has completed his BTech degree from University of Kerala in the year 1985. He took his MTech degree from University of Calicut in 1988 from Regional Engineering College, Calicut, and PhD also from University of Calicut in 1996. He has received the Young Scientist Award in the year 1994. He joined the National Institute of Technology, Tiruchirappalli. At that time, it was called Regional Engineering College, Trichy, in the year 1994, and is the Professor of Civil Engineering there. Dr. Samson Matthew is also currently the Director of Kerala State Center for Science Technology Education, NATPAC, or the National Transportation Planning and Research Center. Formerly, he was Dean Students Welfare and Dean Planning and Development at NIT Trichy. His teaching and research areas include transportation planning, traffic engineering, and road safety. He has guided 85 postgraduate thesis works in various fields. 9 scholars have completed PhD, and currently 6 scholars are doing PhD under his guidance. He has published more than 60 papers in reputed journals, more than 100 papers in national and international level conferences. He has successfully completed 12 projects sponsored by Ministry of Human Resources Development, Government of India, National Rural Road Development Agency, CARE Board, etc. The total cost of completed projects is rupees 749 lakhs. Currently, he is coordinating one sponsored project with total grant of rupees 75 lakhs with CARE Board. He is also a life member of the professional organizations such as Indian Roads Congress, Indian Society for Technical Education, Institute of Urban Transport, Institution of Engineers and Transport Research Group of India. He has visited Singapore, Netherlands, Hong Kong, Sri Lanka, Hungary, Republic of Korea and Taiwan as part of his academic programs. We have with us one of the prominent scholars in road safety. Let us hear from him. On behalf of VSSC, I wholeheartedly welcome Dr. Samson Matthew to deliver his address. Thank you all.
Good morning to all. Dr. Unnikrishnan Nair, yes, Director, VSSC. Dr. Benny K. George, Chairman, CSC, GD. Dr. Sam Dayala Dev, Director, IASU. Sri Narayana Namboodiripad, M, Associate Director, Projects. Sri Manoj C, ATS, Chief Controller, VSSC. Sri Muralikrishnan R, Chairman, Competition Committee, GD. Sri Harish CS, Group Director, TTDG. Sri Manoj R, Head, Center, Safety Division. Good morning to all. Today, I would like to present my experience and the experience of my institution, NATPAC, on road safety to the audience assembled here in VSSC. I am very happy to be here, and I take this opportunity to thank the organizers of this program to invite me and to share our experience on road safety with you. Coming to the road safety, strictly there is no definition for this road safety. It is basically the avoidance of danger on the road. The methods and measures used to prevent road users from being killed or seriously injured. Basically, the road safety should accommodate all the road users, starting from the pedestrians, cyclists, motorists, and vehicle passengers. So, this is a multidisciplinary subject. Involves different areas, disciplines like physics, engineering, medicine, psychology, behavioral science, mathematics, logic, and many other areas. Road safety is all about offering security and protection against the unexpected dangers on the road. By following the basic principles of road safety, the number of road accidents and road injuries can be reduced. I will be giving a brief the account or the number of the accidents that is happening across India, across the world, and why it is important. That also I will be mentioning here. As all of you know, according to the World Health Organization, more than a people are killed on the world on each year. So, hence it becomes a prime importance not only to the users, but also to the engineers, planners, and the decision makers associated with the operation, improvement, and development of transportation system. why road safety? At a time when the world is facing so many other issues like hunger, poverty, natural disasters and wars, and now the COVID and the related issues, why we should focus on road safety? Whether it is important, that is what I'm going to discuss here. 1.3 million deaths and 50 million injuries are happening globally every year. The leading cause of death among the young people, basically between the ages 15 to 29, the reason is the road accident. More than 90% of the road traffic accidents and the deaths occur in the low or middle income countries. Road crashes not only have a high cost in terms of lives, but also financially. And more than half of the road deaths occur in the age group 15 to 44. 73% of those who lose their lives are male. Of course, naturally, more drivers belong to that group. And road traffic injuries have higher impact on the poor, even in the high-income countries. Coming to the worldwide statistics, you can see that the traffic-related injuries are around 23% of the total injuries happen with the other reasons. And the worldwide road fatalities, as I mentioned, it is the number one cause of death among the age between 15 to 29, and the number of statistics are given here. In 1990, the reason for the main disease of injury, it was the road traffic injuries were standing at the number 9. But in 2020, it has moved to the position 3rd. So that becomes very important. Coming to the road accident scenario in India, 2019, around 1.5 lakhs people are killed in India. That is recorded through the recorded lesson of the statistics. It is 1.5 lakhs road deaths are taken place in 2019. But the actual number will be much more than this number. This is only the recorded one. And that means every day around 370 crashes in India. More than 400 people die on road. That means every fatalities are happening in 1 hour. So the task for the planner and the transportation engineers is how to accommodate this huge population with a high volume ownership of vehicles, providing safe mobility, and that is the biggest challenge for the country. When you are talking about the number of deaths in a day, I mentioned that it is somewhere around 400 deaths per day. So it is equivalent to the crash of one jumbo jet. But the difference is if one jumbo jet crash is taking place, it will become, or it will be publicized as a major, the incident. But we should understand the fact that every day this is happening at different parts of the country. So it is something to be addressed. And the statistics, if you show, or if you look, you can see that 1% of the world's vehicle population only in India, but 11% of the global road accidents deaths are taking place in India. So this is one major point to be addressed. According to the statistics 2019, I am referring only 2019 because 2020 and 2021 we had the COVID the issues, and because of that one, lockdown and other issues. And with the 2019, I am referring to that. Kerala is standing at the 4th position. The first position is Tamil Nadu with the 57,000 plus accidents, Madhya Pradesh with the 50,000 plus accident, Uttar Pradesh with the 42,000 plus accidents, and in Kerala it is 41,000 plus accidents. Then comes Karnataka and Maharashtra. This is with respect to the number of accidents. But with respect to the number of fatalities, Uttar Pradesh is the top, standing in the top with around 22,655 fatalities. Then comes Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Karnataka, Rajasthan and Tamil Nadu. Of course, luckily, Kerala is standing at the 8th position with the 4,000 plus accident death per year. This is not an encouraging data or statistics, and this is seriously we have to address that. Why? What are the causes of poor road safety situation in India? Of course, we have different reasons for that one. Basically, our country, the road space is used by different road uses. Again, starting from a pedestrian to a cyclist, to a motorist two-wheeler, to a three-wheeler, four-wheeler of multiple different sizes, different automobile characteristics, and bigger vehicles like buses, trucks, etc. All these vehicles are using the same roadway. Of course, there are different characteristics, the road uses, their different vehicle parameters are there, different behavior, different disciplines, different enforcement conditions. These are all leading to the accidents in India. Poorly designed as well as maintained roads. Now, most of the roads are not designed properly, those are not maintained properly. Poor level of enforcement, that is one major issue. We have two agencies implementing the enforcement or responsible for the enforcement in India, police as well as the motor vehicles department. So they have their own the responsibilities, in other responsibilities are also there. Because of that one, they cannot concentrate on this enforcement. Poor or primitive traffic management. We have to reserve or allot the fund for different other the demanding areas like health, education, etc. Because of that one, the fund that is diverted for these activities are minimum, and because of the traffic management, again we have issues. And poorly designed or tested vehicles, another important area where all of you know that one, we are using our roads. Of course, it has to carry the traffic of the vehicles with more than 20 years or 25 years of age. So, poorly maintained vehicles, poor traffic discipline and education. Even though we have good roads, good vehicles are there, but the traffic discipline is on the very poor side. And the people are not educated in the sense that the traffic safety education in that area is very minimum. And the mixed traffic condition, as I mentioned, there again the pedestrians and the cyclists and the two-wheelers, they are the vulnerable the category. I can show you some of the reasons, some of the photos where we are violating the traffic rules. All of you know a two-wheeler is supposed to wear a helmet. Some cases they may not carry the helmet. They may keep the helmet with the vehicle, not wearing the helmet properly. They will sometimes you can see that one, the mobile phone will be used. Okay, you can ask a question, listen, why that listen a mobile phone? If I am smart enough to drive a two-wheeler, why not listen I can use the mobile? But that mobile will distract the concentration of the driver. And sometimes you can see that one, there are the traffic signboards are shown, but the majority may not obey that one. They will try to violate that one. And the one-way directions, the drivers will come in the opposite direction. Sometimes the overloading. Two-wheeler is meant for 2 passengers, but you can see that one 3 or 4 passengers or a family is traveling in one two-wheeler. Three-wheelers, the auto rickshaws and all permitted to take only 3 passengers, but a group of people with 8 or 9 people also can take that vehicle. And in some cases, the car even we have seen the advertisement, the driver is talking through mobile phone. These are all distractions. And this photo, probably you can see that one, responsible parent who is carrying less than 2 children with him, but at the same time he is talking through the mobile. So these issues are there. Facilities to cross the roads, maybe the underground facility or the foot-over bridges are provided, but very rarely only pedestrians will use this facility. Of course, you have the difficulty to go down or climb up. That difficulty is there, but still, people will try to cross the road without using these facilities. And because of that one, the number of accidents are more, or accidents are happening. So how to reduce that one? Of course, if you see the statistics of vehicle population, not only in Kerala, all over India, the vehicle population for the last 20 years, you can see that one, it is increasing beyond the capacity of the road which we have constructed. Why it is the private vehicles are increased? Of course, there are many reasons are there. Reasons may be the economic condition of the society is increased, or the population is increased. Because of that one, they are in a position to purchase two-wheeler, four-wheeler or the own vehicle. And naturally, all these vehicles are coming to the street. But to that rate, we are not increasing the road area. So all these mix of vehicles are coming to the road. Another important factor which we have to consider is the public transportation facility that is available in Indian situation. It is not that attractive, or it is not that inviting the passengers to the public transport system. So because of that one, the passengers, those who are supposed to travel by a bus or a metro train or a bus or a train, they all will be using the own vehicle, and accordingly the number of vehicles on the roads are increasing, and the road uses are different, and the vehicle, the performance is different. So that is one thing. Second is, when you are talking to I just want to take the case of Kerala, in which, of course, this can be taken as an example for other states also in India. I told you, around 40,000 plus accidents are happening every year in Kerala. That statistics, at least for the last 12 years, there is not much change, and the number is standing above 40,000. The number of deaths, of course, it is not decreasing, it is increasing. Not at a very huge this one, but at least 4,000 plus deaths are taking place in Kerala. That means 111 road crashes per lakh population that is happening in Kerala. Around 8.6% of the total accidents happen in India is from Kerala, and second highest in the country, from the accident rate. 126 persons per lakh population were injured in road crashes, more than 3 times the national average. Highest in the country is from Tamil Nadu. Of course, when I am looking to the statistics of the crashes, I just want to share that 54% of the deaths are from the two-wheeler group and 29% from the pedestrian group. That means totally around 73 70 to 80% of the road crashes or the uses are from two-wheeler and the pedestrians. This is a very alarming statistics, and we have to give importance for this group. Of course, if you concentrate on this group itself, we can reduce the number of the accidents. So that is one thing. And if you are looking to the districts in Kerala, you can see that one. The total accidents are more in Thiruvananthapuram, then Ernakulam, then Thrissur, and Kozhikode. Like that, this is the order. Of course, there is not much change that happened over years. I'm taking the statistics from 2016 to 18. Again, the number of victims, again, you have the more or less the same statistics like Thiruvananthapuram, Thrissur, Ernakulam, and Alappi. Then comes Kozhikode. Accident rate is also more or less standing at 0.1218 total crashes per kilometer. So that statistics also maintain same. That means there is something wrong somewhere. Maybe even with all our planning and enforcement, the number is not decreasing. But we should accept the fact that the number of vehicles on the road is in the increasing trend. When we are looking to the type of roads where these accidents are happening, you can see that one. The number of accidents are more in the case of rural area. Around 69% of the accidents are happening in the rural area, and the urban area, the number is relatively less, 31%. Maybe the reason for that one, the speed which a road user can achieve, or we can take that one in an urban area, maybe that will be 20 to 30 kilometers per hour because of the congested roads what we are having. But in the case of rural area, because the vehicle population or the traffic flow is minimum, there can be a tendency that people can go at high speed, and they are entering into the situations like intersections and all, where you will have these issues. But again, when you are looking to the accidents, we have seen that one in Kerala, the national highways are contributing the maximum, followed by the state highways, and then the other roads. Coming to the type of vehicle involved in the accident, as I mentioned, like a two-wheeler, then comes the car, and naturally the victims, pedestrians, and the two-wheeler. What are the causative factors of crashes? There are many factors are there. One is the human factor. Human factor in the form of the driver, the major component, then the occupants or other road users. The other road users can be pedestrians, or the occupants may be the people, those who are in a car or those who are in a two-wheeler, other than the driver. Then the vehicle. Third condition is the road environment, in which the major factor is the road, not only the road environment and the geographical conditions. You have to see the fact that road is passing through certain land uses. If you take the history of the road development in Kerala or even in India, probably a small road, a village road, that was developed to the next level, to other district road, then again a major district road, and state highway and national highway. Most of these, even national highways also, developed from a single lane road as a rural road, from the rural road condition. It is elevated to the level of a national highway. But we should see one fact that the geometry of the roadway is not improved. That is maybe the reason. If you see in most of the recently declared national highways or the state highways and all, you can see that one. You may have the name of the road, or that particular road is a national highway or a state highway, but the speed which you can achieve there, maybe it is still maybe varying from 550 to 60 kilometers only, but you are expected to travel at 80 kilometer or more. Again, the reason is the geometry is not properly improved. That again, it is our like a mistake. That lesson, it is all over overnight. We cannot declare it as a national highway, and you cannot bring the geometry to that one. Coming to the causative factors, you can see that one. Human factors is the major one. Of course, totally 95%, and the road environment in association with the human as the vehicle factors, it will be 28%. Vehicle factors alone it is 2%, and the combination it will be 8%. Here, the human factors, of course, the drivers, the pedestrians, their behavior, their attitude, many things are different. Because of this human factors, of course, listen, every time we are mingling with the other road users, and because of that one, these human factors are the major causes of this accident. I can tell you some examples where you have this maximum high risk factors that contribute to the road traffic injuries. One is the drinking alcohol and using drugs. One major issues, of course, as per our statistics, on record, alcohol is not the major cause of death in Kerala. The reason for that one is, when you are recording this accident, probably that part of whether they are not properly tested, whether it is the content of alcohol in the body, etc., that difficulty will be there. Then non-use of helmets and the seat belts. You can see that one. Why that helmet? Of course, it will protect the head, and naturally, listen to the percentage of survival of the victim is more if you are using a helmet. But wherever the police checking is happening or the enforcement is happening, there the people will try to use the helmet. But otherwise, they will neglect the usage of helmet. Then comes the seat belts. Of course, the complaints of the helmet and the seat belts in general in Kerala, it is increased. Maybe we should thank to the enforcement or the culture of the road users are that changed in such a way that people are using the helmet and the seat belt, but there are violations are happening in the interior places. Then comes the distracted driving. Why the distraction? Distraction can be through different from different sources. Maybe one can be like people will be using the mobile. People will be sometimes even some in car, when the video or the film, people will be displaying certain the videos in the car itself. Or maybe another reason can be the advertisement or the activities happening outside the vehicle. So that is distracted driving. Then comes the fatigue. Fatigue is one major issue. Fatigue is coming, especially in the case of long distance heavy vehicles. The drivers are forced to drive long distance without any rest, even though the rule or the other guidelines are specifying a break after 8 hours of work, but practically that is not happening. And especially the long distance commercial vehicles, they are forced to travel in the night time, and when they are doing that one, there can be a issue of the light or surrounding, there may not be any vehicle, and the fatigue will be an issue. More importantly is the speeding. You can see that one, at least 15% to 20% of the total traffic or the road uses, they are overspeeding. Overspeeding is a major issue, and of course, there can be a reason that road is good and the surface is good, and I can go. The people, especially the youngsters, they will take risk and they will go at high speed. Then not being visible enough on the roads. Lighting is not good in the road, especially in the night time. High speed. I will give some why that how the speed and the crashes are matched. Speed increases, chances to crash increases. All of you know the physics behind it. You require more distance covered to make decisions and take action to avoid collision. So when you are moving at a high speed, let's say more than 50 km or 60 km, and when you compare that one with the 30 km per hour, you can see that one, the decision, the lag time and the reaction time associated with the higher speed is more to take a decision. Suppose some object is there or somebody is crossing, a pedestrian is crossing the road, or another vehicle is vehicle is standing on the road, an obstacle is there on the road. That time to take a decision either to stop or to reduce the speed or to lessen or take a different route. That is the time required to take a decision will be delayed. That is one thing. Even after taking a decision, suppose if you are applying a brake, all of you know that the distance required to stop a vehicle at a high speed is more compared to a low speed. So the speed is very important. And this speed is connected to the different geometric parameters like stopping distance, side distance, alignment, lane width, super elevation, and this will be affected to the functional classification of the roads as well as the land use. And most of the cases when a heavy vehicle is hitting a light vehicle or a pedestrian, naturally the damage it will be to the pedestrians or the light vehicle. The energy, of course, if you know that one, more like a collision, the energy release will be absorbed more by the lighter side because of the difference in mass. So the pedestrians and cyclists are totally unprotected, unlike individuals within the vehicle. So naturally the damage to these lighter vehicles or the pedestrians are more. When you are looking to the speed required to kill a person, you can see that one 30 km speed is sufficient to kill a pedestrian, a human being. Suppose a vehicle is going and hitting at an object, a tree or something like that. If it is 40 km per hour, just is sufficient for a casualty. And two vehicles are hitting head-on collision. If they are moving at 70 km per hour, the chances of the casualty will be more, fatality risk is more. So what I want to tell you is, a 1 km per hour increment can increase the fatalities by 4 to 5%, whereas just a 5 km reduction in speed can reduce the fatality up to 30%. So this is from the research. This one, if you are increasing 1 km speed of your vehicle speed, there can be a possibility of fatality chance will be increased by 4 to 5%. But if you are reducing 5 km speed from your running speed, the fatality can be reduced by 30%. So this is the speed and the crash statistics. And so one thing is which we can follow or we can adopt is go at a low speed, at a controllable speed. Then you can ask me a question I want to travel for 100 km, whether I can go by a slow speed. Okay, there again let's know a manageable speed or a safe speed for that particular road. We should understand there the traffic flow, there the road surroundings, the cities, and the other the parameters, maybe the rain or the climate, visibility, all those things are a matter. So go at that speed so that the accidents can be reduced. So at 30 km per hour, the chances of fatality is 10% for a pedestrian. 50 km per hour, the chances is 40%, and 65 km per hour, the chance is 80%. So that is the speed and the corresponding fatality rate. Coming to the number of road users, you can see that one. The pedestrians are there on the road, their share is invisible and silent, because for any trip, for your from the beginning of your trip or the end of the trip, naturally a road user, a vehicle, those are using a vehicle, they will be moving as a pedestrian. So that invisible percentage of pedestrians in all Indian cities are more. So also the case of cyclists. Of course, the number of cyclists in the cities are in the diminishing trend, the number are reducing. So coming to the principles for safe roads, you have to consider the road and the vehicle on one part. Of course, our role on the road is very minimum, because that is the agency who is maintaining or constructing and maintaining the road. They are the responsible engineers like a PWD or a national highway or the local bodies, etc. But the vehicle is your part. Vehicle you can maintain in good condition. Then the driver. Probably the last couple of days back, you would have seen one news that 4 students below the age of, at the age of 17, they were traveling to Ernakulam, and they heard the driver was only at 17 years old, who is not legally eligible to drive a vehicle, and had an accident, and one person died. Why it is happening? Because at a young age, or maybe the age between below 30 years and all, you have a tendency to have, like take the risk. So that risk may not be like damaging to the driver, to that youngster, but it will damage the life of the other road users. Then fatigue, then I mentioned that you have the drug or sometimes the medicine, etc. Then the traffic environment. That comes the total number of vehicles on the road, the speed at which you can travel, the surrounding, the composition of the traffic, prevailing speed, and above all those things, the weather is also a matter. Considering this background, the World Health Organization, they have taken 2 important strategies. The first strategy, of course, it was between 2011 to 20. That was the decade of action for road safety. Of course, that is over. Our idea was from 2011 to 2020, in 10 years' time, 50% of the total road accident death to be reduced. That is 50%. It will make to the 50%. But practically in most of the countries, especially the developed, underdeveloped or developing countries, this we couldn't implement. And because of that one, the next 10 years, 2020 to 30, 21 to 30, again a strategy which was decided in the year 2017, and India is also a part of that one. Of course, in 2011 to 20, I told you the decade of like a road action plan, in which what we were planning is, instead of increasing the rate of death, we want to reduce that one, so that in 10 years' time, around 5 million lives saved. That was the case. But I told you, even in Kerala or in Indian condition, we couldn't achieve that one. But the 5 pillars of road safety for the next 10 years, of course, starting from 21 to 30, of course, central government is very serious about this case. Supreme Court is also very serious. The committee is formed for that one, and they are closely monitoring and evaluating the actions that was taken by the respective states and the agencies. Road safety management is one important factor. Safer road infrastructure, basically the road, the intersections, signals, signs, etc., all those things. Then comes the safety vehicles, then safe road uses, and fifth one is post-crash response. Of course, you cannot avoid all the accidents, but we may allow, or we may have to face these accident situations. By chance it may happen. So even after that the crash, the time required to take that patient to the trauma care center or for the treatment, so that again we have to address. So by considering that one, the action plan for next 10 years, that is 2021 to 30, we have devised, in which the target 1, road safety action plan with the time bound target, to be decided by 2020. Of course, we have decided, but what is happening is, because of this COVID and other related issues, it is not implemented properly. Second one is accept to UN legal instruments. All countries accede to one or more of the core road safety related UN legal instruments. Third one is the roads to be of 3-star rating. 3-star is something connected with the IRAP rating, in which 3-star will give at least a reasonable safety. That means the road condition to be improved. Then roads to meet technical standards for safety. We can improve the safety aspects of the road. Fifth one is all vehicles to meet high quality safety standards. That is why you would have seen that one, the quality of these vehicles are improving. You would have seen that one in the last week. It is announced that even in a car, the rear seat, like passengers also should wear the seat belt. To that level, the Motor Vehicles Act and the conditions are changing. Then 50% reduction in speed related injury or fatality, 100% compliance of helmet use rule, 100% compliance in seatbelt use, 50% reduction in alcohol related severity, law to restrict mobile phone using while driving, enact regulations for driver's duty bar rest time, very important because fatigue can be avoided, set targets to minimize post crash response time. Of course, by considering this only, we have created a model corridor from Kadakuttam to Adur. Of course, you can see the video in which like a different type of signal signs and like markings, enforcement facilities and the road user facilities are provided. So by considering these things, we want to improve the road safety. Considering the WHO's vision, we have devised the Vision 0, Road Safety Vision, Policy and Action Plan, in which 50% reductions accident by 2025 and 0 accidents by 2030. So the road safety actions we are taking in such a way that this will reduce the accidents in India, reduce the exposure to traffic, reduce the chance of accidents, reduce the harm done when accidents occurs, reduce the post-accident harm. We should accept the fact that people make mistakes, but that mistake should not lead to major fatal or casualties. We should accept the fact that these mistakes will happen. People are vulnerable. There are limits to the kinetic energy exchange which humans can tolerate before serious injury or death occurs. We need to share responsibility. This is very important. It is not the responsibility of the road construction engineers or the maintenance engineers. It is the responsibility of other agencies, police, motor vehicles department, health. Then above all, each and every road user should know that one, it is their responsibility. We need to strengthen all parts of the system. So that is what we should do. Some tips to stay safe. Don't schedule driving trips before your usual wake-up time or after your usual bedtime. That means, listener, that is your daily routine schedule you should not disturb when you are driving. Means, should not get up early and start driving, or you should delay your sleep for long drive. Get a good night's sleep before driving. Plan your trip ahead of time. Very, very important. Not only that, in a hurry, you should not start your journey. You should plan properly the timing and the road through which we are passing, and the difficulties or the situations. And it is better that you note down the black spots or the difficult places along the route also. Now that the facilities are available. Take regular breaks when driving for long periods, and when tired, pull over in a safe place and rest. More important. You will feel that one sleepy while you are driving. What you can do is stop the vehicle for a moment and take 10 minutes, you take rest. Naturally, you will be fresh after that. Then you continue. Very, very important. If possible, drive during daylight hours and try to avoid the driving beyond 11 p.m. and early, maybe 4:30 or 5 a.m. We have seen that one. Most of the major accidents, severe accidents are happening in the the midnight or maybe the early morning, maybe 12 to 4 o'clock and all. Try to avoid that one. The reason is it is dark, it is very silent, activities are not there. Because of that, and you also feel that when you will sleep. If you are on any medication with the drowsiness as a side effect, postpone your trip. Have a friend driver with you, or take a bus, train, or the taxi. You have the option. My request is try to avoid the personal vehicle trips and use the public transport system. Mistakes are inevitable. Deaths and serious injuries from road crashes are not. Thank you for your patient hearing. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir, for the wonderful talk. Now, I request Honorable Director VSSC to present a memento as a token of love and appreciation to the Chief Guest of the Day, Dr. Samson Matthew. May I request Shri Manoj R., Head Center Safety Division VSSC, to kindly propose the vote of thanks.
Respected dignitaries on the dais, off the dais, my fellow safety professionals, ladies and gentlemen, a warm good morning to all of you. This year also, considering the COVID-19 protocols, the National Safety Week celebrations are being organized in the online mode. The theme of this year's Safety Week, Nurture Young Minds, Develop Safety Culture, stresses the need to focus young minds towards preventing accidents, thereby ensuring the well-being of the individual, the society, and the nation. It is indeed my honor and privilege to propose the vote of thanks for the inaugural function of the 51st National Safety Week celebrations. Our director, Dr. Unikrishnan sir, very actively supports all safety-related activities and is a source of inspiration to the safety fraternity. We are very thankful to you, sir, for having spared your valuable time in spite of your very busy schedule for inaugurating the program and for your words of wisdom. We are indeed fortunate to have Dr. Samson Matthew, sir, Director, Kerala State Council for Science, Technology and Environment, National Transport Planning and Research Center, as our guest speaker for this year's Safety Day talk. Sir, we are extremely thankful to you for having accepted our invitation and sharing your valuable experience and wisdom on road safety. Director IISU has always been supportive of all the activities of the Center Safety Committee and implementation of safety practices and procedures in IISU. Sir, we express our sincere gratitude for having graciously accepted our invitation and for your words of encouragement. Associate Director, Projects VSSC, very actively participates in all the endeavors of the Center Safety Committee. Sir, we are extremely thankful to you for having spared your valuable time and for the felicitations. Chief Controller VSSC keenly observes the activities of safety in the center and has been providing valuable guidance. Sir, we are thankful to you for accepting our invitation and the felicitations. Chairman of our Center Safety Committee, Dr. Benny sir,
is the motivation behind all the safety-related activities in our center. His leadership and commitment to improve safety standards and awareness among the staff in our center is a great source of inspiration to all the safety professionals of VSSC. It is only with his wholehearted support we could make this function such a grand event. Sir, we are extremely thankful to you for the presidential address and for presiding over today's function. The National Safety Week celebration is the effort of a team of dedicated professionals from across our center. Shri Satish sir, as chairman of the organizing committee, has done a fabulous job in arranging the Safety Week program, complying to all the COVID-19 protocols. Our sincere thanks to you, sir, and the entire team for this wonderful event. We are also thankful to the chairpersons and members of all the committees in organizing and conducting today's function. I'll be failing in my duties if I do not acknowledge the participants in various competitions and events organized as part of the Safety Week celebrations. We thank each one of you for your cooperation and support and extend hearty congratulations to all the prize winners. A large number of agencies have contributed immensely in organizing the 51st National Safety Week celebrations. We gratefully acknowledge the network division, photography, without whose contributions the online program could not have been possible. We also acknowledge the support of canteen, transport, and CISF in the conduct of today's program. I also thank Professor Dr. Seema Unikrishnan and Professor Dr. Vidyadhar, NITE, Mumbai, for having accepted our invitation to conduct training programs sessions for the safety professionals of our center. Our compeer for the day has done an excellent job. Our sincere thanks to you, Madam. On behalf of the organizing committee, let me thank all my fellow safety professionals whose untiring efforts resulted in today's function. Last but not the least, let me thank each one of you for logging in to the online program and for gracing today's function with your esteemed participation. Thank you all once again. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. I request all of you to kindly rise for the national anthem. Thank you one and all for making this program a great success. Have a safe day.